Well, I have a friend who's a really well-known forensic psychologist and used to run the mental health programs for the New York State prison system. And he used to say that the largest mental health facility in the United States is the prison system. And so,
Wow.
and of course, if you go into the prison system and you do a simple survey of developmental trauma, it's almost like 100% of the people have had pretty significant developmental trauma, exposure
Wow.
to violence, chaos, threat, abandonment, humiliation. And so, again, when it comes to sort of like understanding how they got there, if you sit down and look at their story, you're like, wow, I'm surprised they didn't kill more people. it's it's a lot of horrific stuff happens to some of these folks. On the other hand, a lot of horrific stuff happens to people and they don't end up, in the criminal justice system. So I think when I look at what keeps one group in and another group not, it has to do with whether or not someone had sort of almost a serendipitous relational opportunity during their life where they were able to find and develop a skill that they were able to find a niche, whether it was they were good with cars or they were, they actually were good in sport or they were good in band or there was some place where they could fit and have a relational opportunity that ended up being very healing and protective for them. And the kids that don't get that have a much higher probability of ending up in these sort of poor outcome trajectories. So one of the things I would do basically is I would think differently about how prisons are constructed in terms of how do you provide opportunities for rehabilitation that involve awareness of and sensitivity to some of their developmental trauma. And in cases where it's possible, start to provide some therapeutic opportunities for healing.
I see.
And there's a lot of different ways to do this. And there are examples of it. There are places where they have, they don't really frame it as addressing the mental health needs, but they'll have programs where maltreated dogs will come in and the prisoners will take care of the dogs. And the violence in those units goes way down and they develop competence and skills. And a lot of them end up when they leave going to be vet techs.
Wow.
And so there's examples of how you can do kind of simple, affordable, light touch, but humane activities that allow folks to kind of find meaning, find purpose, be seen as a valuable, it's again, back to Saeed, to the whole thing about who's mirroring you. Like if all day long, what's mirrored to you is that you're worthless, you're a criminal, you're a scumbag. That person is not going to be easy to rehabilitate, 100%. But if you have a mirror that says, listen, you have a lot of untapped potential and, you can learn how to read, you can you're really good at art. You've got some skills with your hands. Let's teach you how to work on a car. Let's help you build skill and competence and help scaffold you back into society in a way that will give you the opportunity to succeed. And again, there are examples of that happening, but there are many more examples.